you have not ended this thing.
Sick and tired of you telling me what I can do and what I cannot do.
See, this right here is your biggest problem.
All I want to do is have great sex.
How do you tell Tojo here not to get into his office?
I will end you all.
There is nothing I will do today that will make that one like you. How many times have I called you a fool?
Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I'll be reviewing episodes 7, 8, 9, and 10 of season 4 of the Men's Club. So season 7 opens up with Lanre at the lounge where Louis's manager, she's trying to cheer him up, trying to distract him with whatever is going on in his life, telling him about herself, about her new apartment and stuff, which was a bit odd. Then Louis walks into the lounge and gives her this face, and then she exits the room. As they are there, Louis talks to Lanre, telling him that he should be careful, that obviously, you know, Tessa, that's the manager, has a crush on you, so just don't entertain it. Aminu comes into the room and tells them what has been going on between him and Tumini. Now, Tumini wants to start an event planning business, and Aminu was trying to help her, but Tumini didn't like that. So she was unhappy with the fact that he was trying to make everything about him. He was being a bit possessive and he was taking the forefront on everything she wanted to do. So they got into an argument about it. And Louis was just trying to tell Aminu that he should try and understand where Tumini is coming from, because their first breakup that they had, Aminu threw a comment at Tumini like, after everything I have done for you and stuff. So obviously that thought would still be playing up in her mind. So that's why she wasn't comfortable with him trying to take control of her life and stuff. But that's by the way. Then Tayo now comes into the mix and tells them about his dinner with his brother's girlfriend, who happens to be someone he has a fling with, his smash body. So yeah, so he was just telling them like how awkward it was. Like, he didn't expect Fumi, that's the brother's girlfriend, to be in a relationship, and like everything Sha was just crazy. Now we now get to the hospital where Lanre and Lola have a conversation where Lola is trying to get some information from Lanre if he's ready to let go of the fact that he wants to have kids and he wants to be married and do a lot of things that her mom will not be able to give Lanre. And he was just like that he loves her, so he would do anything for her and stuff. And Lola was just telling him that is love really enough? Would love be enough? Like the whole dynamic, their relationship. Aminu goes on a trip, leaving Tumini behind for a couple of days. Then his mom and his sister come in to take Tumini shopping because they're obviously not comfortable with how she looks. She doesn't look presentable. She doesn't look like someone dating a billionaire. So they just change up her wardrobe and do some extravagant shopping for her. Then we now get to the divorce. So finally, Louis and Tonya are to sign their divorce papers and be separated. Get into the room where both lawyers are there. Tonya decides not to sign the papers. She says she doesn't want to get a divorce from Louis. And Louis is like, why are you dragging this out? What exactly do you want? She wants to make Louis's life a living hell, so she doesn't want to give Louis and Lola what they both want. And she now wants Louis to choose between Lola and his child. So she's putting him in a tight spot. And Louis just gets really upset and tells her that since she doesn't want to settle this peacefully, she doesn't want to sign the divorce papers, then they'll go to court. And that was how they left things. And so Fumi comes to visit Tayo. Now she's now pleading and begging Tayo not to tell his brother that they've been together and all of that. So in the process of them having the conversation they were having, Tunde happens to come to visit his brother. So there was a knock on the door and she had to hide and everything. So he came in. I think he got food for them to eat and she had to hide in the bathroom. The whole process, it was just looking very one kind. Because they were not acting sharp. Because okay, he came to visit, they are trying to get her out of the house. Then she's still now being very sluggish in getting out of the house. When Tayo distracts Tunde using the toilet in his room and Fumi is just dragging leg to just leave the house. So there's a scene where Tonya is on the phone with her mom and she's just pleading with her mom, begging her mom to talk to her dad. So it seems with the conversation that she had, it seemed like her dad wasn't happy with her being a single mom. So she should try as much as she can to get Louis back. And mother was like she would stick by her, she would send her money, she would do anything, she would do everything she can to support her. Then we now have the scene where Lanre and Teni start talking, and Teni just basically ends things with him, saying that she can't do this anymore, so they should go their separate ways and stuff. So Lanre is just trying to understand why he's trying to plead and trying to beg that they can walk through it, but she isn't interested. And he was saying that what did his mom tell her, stuff. So they've broken up, which was something that we all knew was going to happen eventually. So now, because they've broken up and Larry is heartbroken, so he goes to the bar, he gets himself drunk, and he's just drinking and just drinking. Then Tessa comes in to, to cheer him up, and he just goes off on her, just starts being very rude and harsh to her, and she just leaves. But the boys come over to comfort him. On the other end, Teni is also like she's affected by the whole breakup, so she's heartbroken. She's also like confiding in Lola about the whole thing that's happening. Then Tayo and his brother take Larry home. After taking him home, they both had a conversation, I think a long overdue conversation about, him having a child with Tayo's wife and all of that. So he was trying to confide in him, telling him that it hasn't been easy with Naomi, that's Tayo's ex-wife. She's making things very difficult for him in seeing his child, and because Tunde didn't want to have a relationship with her, with everything that had happened now, because obviously he cares about his brother and how everything would seem, him ending up with his brother's wife. So he was not ready to be in a relationship with her, but he wanted to be a father figure for his child. But Naomi was making his life a living hell, so he was just confiding in Tayo about everything, sha. But so far so good. I think they've settled, everything is okay between the both of them. On the flip side, because of Lola is affected with the fact that her mom is heartbroken, so she's now talking to Louis that okay, maybe we should try and do something, let's try and get them back together, About Louis is of the opinion that Teni should use like the remaining energy she has left to take care of herself and get better, and she shouldn't be trying to get into like confrontations with Tayo's mom, because Tayo's mom is a handful. She's of the opinion that they should just leave things as it is, and for Teni to just focus on her health and getting better. Yeah, so Jazmine's mom now has a talk with Patrick, so she's trying to take sides with him. So she's like telling him, whatever game plan you have, I'm with you, I will support you, I will stand by you, you can consider me your fairy godmother. So anything you need me to do for you, I'm here for you. So whatever plan you have towards getting the company, just let me know. Anything you want from me, I would do for you. So she was just teaming up with Patrick to take over Aminu's father's company. Then Larina finally comes home, tells his mom, because he comes home I think the next morning, telling his mom that, oh yeah, I'm sure you're finally happy that you succeeded, your prayers for me to be unhappy has worked. So he just goes off on her, just shouting, making a scene and telling her to leave the house because she doesn't care about him. If she did, she won't have been praying for his unhappiness and stuff. So it was just very hot, and he was showing that. So like we know, between Aminu and Tumi, there's still a little bit of friction there. So Tumi has a client, so she wakes up early, she gets dressed, and she's going to meet a client. And Aminu is like, "Oh, who is this client you're going to meet?" Because she didn't really want to talk about it. She was being very sketchy about it. As you watch on, you discover that okay, she was actually meeting her ex. So her ex was the one that wanted to do business with her. So now when she gets to the meeting, he's telling her to set up a proposal for his girl, and she's talking about okay, what kind of flowers does she like, what kind of setting does she like, just trying to understand what would be nice, what his girlfriend would appreciate, like putting that all into consideration to plan the perfect proposal. So when she says, oh, my girl likes, I think blue is her favorite color, And Tumi was like, oh, that's my favorite color. So with the conversation, it was looking like that client's ex-boyfriend has some plans. He had intention of somehow trying to get to me back or something. Sha was just looking off, and it was so annoying that to me could not see that she was just purely focused on putting her business out there and just getting clients and just being independent of Aminu. Finally, Tiara and Tayo go on their date. They finally go out, they hang out, and all is well in the world. So they shall get back together. They now rekindle their love. Tayo was now asking her like, okay, why exactly did you not reach out to me? Like I sent you messages, I've been calling you, but you've never responded to anything. Then she now finally like opened up and she was like, she saw the way he and Hadiza were at the Christmas party. So she got his messages, so she came down to surprise him and she saw how he went with Hadiza to the Christmas party and he was being all lovey-dovey with her. So that chat affected her and she was recovering and she had to go back to rehab because of that. So she was doing it for her own peace of mind. She was doing it for her own health and for her well-being to just distance herself from him so she doesn't go back to relapsing because the time she spent with him was one of her happiest memories and being in his house as well. So she was just trying to protect herself. And Tayo was just trying to tell her, like, no, that's not the case, that he really loves her, he's here for her, so you should please give them a chance. And yeah, so they kissed and everything is back on track between the two of them. She happens to sleep over at his place. And the next morning, Hadiza now comes into Tayo's house, like she owns the place, which was a bit unsettling for Tiara because this is the person that was making me uncomfortable getting back with you, and she just storms into your house. And so she's trying to make everything seem clear that okay, there's nothing going on between the both of us. We are just business partners, we just work together. So she's now telling Taya about the contract and how they didn't get it and hope he hasn't touched the money. And Taya was like, oh, he has been spending from the money. So everything was just chaotic because Lisa was upset with Tayo for not, taking her advice into consideration. She told him prior to that time that he shouldn't like spend the money, like the loan they took, so until everything was settled. But Tayo was, didn't take that advice. You're just thinking of like suggestions, like what to do, what to do, what to do. So she sat down, and then Tayo sat down, and then Tiara came and sat in between the both of them, just like to make things clear that I'm here, or like he's my guy and all of that. So yeah, so Tiara was now telling them that okay, if it's a contract, I can talk to my dad to give you a contract. And Tiara was like, no, 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 don't do that. Like he won't accept a contract from her dad. So yeah, so that was just it. Then Tiara leaves the both of them to think go get a shower. Anissa is now talking to Tiara like finally you guys are back together. Like I can stop hearing about Tiara all the time. And Tiara was just, being giddy, like, oh, he actually talks about me, what does he say and stuff. So that's just it. And yeah, Tiara was like, okay, you can always come to my shop to buy things, like it's always open to you. And they were just cool. We now have Aminu and Tumi. So they now finally have a conversation. So, because Aminu he's trying to understand why Tumi is upset. He's trying to understand why every time it seems like he's making headway, he's trying to do things to make her happy. She takes it the other way. So he was like, what exactly is going on? Like, can you just tell me, like, is it that I don't make you happy anymore? Or like with the way the conversation was going, it was like, if I don't make you happy anymore, if breaking up or something is what is going to make you happy, I would be willing to do that. But yeah, they didn't break up, so they are just trying to sort things out, trying to walk through everything that's going on between both of them. After the conversation they had, so Aminu came back home. I think the next day he came back home to see that Tumi had left. She had left the house. So he was so scared. He was wondering like, okay, maybe did she like leave? Did she finally leave? So he was calling her and she said, oh no, that she went to her mom's place. So in episode 9, because Tumi went to her mom's place. So Tumi and her mom are discussing. And the mom is like, I want you to go back to your husband's house. And to me, it's like, I will have to be married to somebody to have the husband's house that I'm going to and stuff. So the mother was just like trying to understand what is going on between her and like what's the whole fiction about. So she was just telling the mother that she wants to be able to provide for herself, she wants to be able to fend for herself, she wants to be able to buy things, she wants to be able to do things that is not tied to Aminu. So her own problem was she didn't want it to seem like everything she had, everything she was doing was just connected to Aminu. Like she didn't have like her own business, something doing aside Aminu. And the mother was like, okay, that's fine, but it seems like you haven't forgiven him for what happened earlier. And she was like, she has forgiven him, but she hasn't forgotten. I think she was referring to the thing about like Aminu making a comment of after everything I have done for you. So that I think that part was still playing up in her head. So her mother was just like advising her that okay, because she spoke to Aminu and Aminu he's also confused on his end, he's trying his best, he's doing everything humanly possible to make her happy, but it seems like he isn't doing the right thing. So I was just telling her that if you don't want him anymore, if you don't want things anymore, he would finally eventually get tired of trying and he would pull away. So if that's what you want, then fine, but just make things clear, like just figure out what you want to do and let him also know what's going on. So then she just chased out of her that she should go and pack her things and go back to his place. So yeah, so she packs her things and she goes back. Then I think Aminu and the guys they are back at the lounge just catching up on everything. And Larry was like, Tessa, can you get us a drink or something, Sha? Then one guy just came with glasses and a drink to serve them, and he was like, where's Tessa? Tayo? There was after the way you spoke to her the other day, do you think she would attend to us and stuff like that? So he was like, what did he say? So he now like recalled what he said the previous night when he was drunk, how he was so rude to her. So they were not like he should try and apologize to her. So he got up and went to apologize to her. And she was like, okay, sir, yes, sir. She was just being very sa. She was obviously still upset with what happened, but we would see if there's a relationship somewhere in the near future between the two of them, who knows. But after that whole thing, everybody goes home. So Aminu, because he goes home drunk, he just gets into bed and he's lying down. Then Tumi comes out from the bathroom and she now gets into bed with him and he thinks he's dreaming that she's not actually there. So he's like, Tumi, come back. And she's like, I'm here, I'm actually here. So he now opens his eyes and he now sees her. And they just hug and she was like, why are you so drunk? And they just, hugged and they left that scene. What happens is that Louis and Lola are going to court. So Lola calls Lanre to please take her mom to the hospital. And obviously Teni isn't cool with that and Louis as well isn't cool with that, but everybody just has to agree to do it. So as Larry now comes, no, you don't need to take me to the hospital, I can take myself. Then Larry was like, if you think I'm going to beg you to come back to me, I won't. But I was giving this big energy guy. So everybody leaves. So when they're now in the car, after the whole hand guy, Larry was for me. I was not asking her, why did you want to end things? She was trying to get an explanation. I was trying to see like we can walk through things. And she was like you just stop the car, I will get a ride, I'll get a taxi and I'll go to the hospital. She's not ready to have this conversation and all of that. So we were just talking about the whole matter. The whole thing was very tiring because we know it won't work out. So just give it a rest and just try and move on. After that scene, we now have Louis, Lola, his mom, the uncles, who is the family lawyer. So everybody is now in the sitting room. So they're just all talking about how Tonya is accusing Lola of being abusive towards Ola, who is the daughter. So everybody just gets really upset. Louis just gets really upset because he's like, why she's putting him in a very tough position, having to choose between the two most important people in his life, which are his daughter and Lola. And he just flares up at his mom because obviously his mom, she's the originator of this whole drama. She's the one that wanted Tonya to try and break Louis and Lola up. She was the one that told Tonya to keep the child. She was the one that told Tonya to try keep going for Louis. So he was just going off on her. Lola was just trying to tell him to calm down, that he is talking to his mom, and he He was really upset because of everything Tonya is putting them through. And he storms up out of the room. Then Lanre follows after. He moved to Aminu and Tumi. I think it was Valentine's Day. So Tumi she woke up and she saw like a breakfast in bed. She saw like a gift box. And she opened the box, there was nothing inside. So she called Aminu because we obviously couldn't hear what was happening on the other end of the phone. And the child left that scene. Garba scene where the father, the mom, Patrick, Aminu, and Kojo, Kojo were having a conversation, a very heated conversation. So it seemed like Kojo had signed off. Kojo had done something wrong. He signed off more than he was supposed to on a company that was dying, and this was something that Jazmine and Patrick had schemed. Chaf forged his signature on the document, and Kojo was taking the fall for everything. So Aminu's dad was very, very upset, and he was like, "This is why he should make Patrick the CEO of the company." And Aminu's mom just got up and she was like, "He can't do that. That why would he think of making this bastard the owner of the company after all they've been through together?" So just a lot of tension in the room, and everybody was just raising their voice at each other. And in the process of handling the whole situation, Minu's dad had a heart attack and he was rushed to the hospital. So as he was taken to the hospital, the doctor comes out, tells them that he had suffered heart attack and they would have to watch him closely to see how he responds to treatment. So as everybody's, being sober and trying, like everybody's being scared and sober, Patrick just gets up that somebody needs to go to the company. So remember the time where Tumini was working on a event planning for a proposal for her ex who was her client. So when she now got there, when she got there, she was I think setting up candles and just lighting everything. When she was setting things up, Lola was also there with her. She was helping her with things. So Lola was like, okay, she's going on her date with Louis, so she should hurry up what she's doing so she can go have fun with Aminu. So they were just talking sharp before Lola left. So Tumi was now trying to wrap things up. And her ex now walks in. I was like, "Oh, how's everything going?" And she was like, "She's almost done with things. So like the photographer is there, so he will take cute pictures of you and your girl. So everything is ready. So just let me know when you're ready to start." So he goes to talk to the photographer. We don't know what exactly he said to her. So he's there taking pictures, taking pictures. Then to me now, told me, what are you doing? He was like, he's taking pictures and he wants to see how he would look in the pictures. So I was like, okay, fine. So she still turns around to continue what she was doing. Then he just kneels down and is proposing to her. And she's just standing there looking at him like that. Then Aminu now happens to walk into the place and he's just looking at the both of them. And he's like, "Oh, like to me, why are you quiet? Are you quiet because you're thinking of saying yes?" Then the guy now got up and was saying, "This is the problem with rich guys, they're always possessive, this one, that one." He was just yarning those sharp. Then Aminu was just giving him an earful. He was not telling to me, should he handle this or she will. So Tumina gave him this face that he should handle it. So he was not like that. Has he paid for the event? He was like, he made a deposit. So to Aminu was like, so you have some balance left. And Tumi was like, yes. And I said, okay, send the balance right now, pay the balance of the money, so we're done with you. And he was now trying to form one kind, I don't even know what to call it. He was trying to form whatever he was trying to form, and Aminu put him in his place, saying, "Is it because of that small company that your father has? That if I want, I can buy that company and tear it up into pieces and deal with you. That you have nothing." I was just start talking. Aminu has money, and he was just flaunting his wealth because that guy was getting on his nerves. So he was not like because the guy made a comment about that girls can't get over their first love I'll be waiting. Then to me now, as she's walking out with Aminu, she now says, "By the way, you are not my first love," and they just storm. And I was like, "Eh, Oshe." So at least two of them shall united to shame that guy. Not that Aminu's dad is in the hospital. Patrick now decides to take control of the company, which was the advice Jazmine's mother gave him. So he now decides to push out Kojo and now wants to do things his way. Obviously, Aminu won't take that sitting down, so he storms into his house and he's like, "What what are you doing? Like, what exactly are you doing? Because he's there with Jazmine, I think they're having breakfast. So Aminu is just telling him that whatever he's trying to do, she just know it won't work. So Aminu was just confronting him, and Jasmine was telling him to leave, that yeah, she should not wake her baby up, that she should leave the house and stuff. So Patrick now made a comment about the father's will, that he's the sole be of the father's will. I'll be waiting. Sha. But Sha doing their company talk, and the Sha left. And Lanre sent some gifts to Teni, like for Val's day now, and she sent them back. So his sister and his mom were like in the sitting room and talking about the gifts, where the mother was like, you see your boyfriend, I sent you this gift. And she was like, no, which boyfriend? And talk before Larry now walks in. And the sister now gives him that, oh, I think this is for you. He was like, so she returned the gifts back. So he now told the sister she can have the gift, but he took one out of it. And he said he was going to return the gift, which he now ended up giving Tessa, that's Louis's manager. So maybe not, there'll be a friendship of some sorts between the two of them. So okay, so Louis's mother goes to confront Tonya, like she should try and end things. Let them not fight, like peace train, let her just do the right thing and let them stop going back and forth. Then Tonya is not telling her that why should she tell her to make peace when she's the one that orchestrated everything, when she was the one that told her to keep the baby, when even Louis told her she doesn't want the child, when her parents told her that they don't want the child, but she was one that convinced her, and now she's a single mom and nobody wants to have anything to do with her. And like, so she had so much bitterness and everything was just rubbing off, and it was just not looking very cute. So her and Tessa were in the lounge, so they were just talking, and she was telling him about her new place and how she hasn't yet gotten furniture and stuff. So he was saying, oh, like if she does, like he can even change the gift he gave her and give her money for furniture. They were just laughing and just chatting before the guys walk in, and she now excuses them. So everybody now gives Larry this face, and she's like, no, because she was like, as before she leaves, he's like, oh, send me your account number so you can get that TV and stuff. So everybody now gives him this face of what's going on. I was like, no, that she's my friend. And Ty was like, me, I'm your friend too, but you've not given me money before for TV. And they were just having banter there. Then before everybody now talks about what happens, then Aminu now tells them about what happened with the ex guy who was trying to propose. And then Louis tells them about how Tonya doesn't want to sign the papers, and now how she's accusing Lola of, being abusive towards the daughter. So everybody just talking about what has been going on. Then Elena tells them how Fumi came over to his place where Tiara was also at, and she was pleading and she was crying and telling Tayo to please help her talk to his brother and stuff, that she has changed, that she won't. So as she was talking to, of course, obviously Tiara is unaware that Tayo and Fumi had something going on between them. So Tayo was giving her this face like, babe, like, don't talk too much, don't do past yourself, don't expose, don't say anything, just be guided. And you're just giving her eye. So she was just crying, and she was just saying, please, I need to talk to your brother. I need you to plead with him. I need you to help me beg him to take me back. Because Tiara, she didn't really know what was going on. She was like, oh, it's fine, don't worry, we'll talk to him. And she now got like some documents. She was like, oh, that she spoke to her dad and she got this contract for him, but please, that she will need a favor from him, if he can please help get his brother back to her. And she just help her. And so Aya was like, no, he can't, he doesn't want to do contracts for favors. And Tiara was like, no, don't worry, that we will help you. Don't worry, we'll talk to him. Trust me, I give you my word. And she was just like, okay. And she left. So Taya was like, no, that why did she collect it? That he doesn't want to do that. You get, like, he's not looking to get exchange like a favor for a contract. And Tara was telling him that, okay, if you don't want a contract from her, then I'll call my dad, then you should give you a contract. So you either pick between me getting you a contract, or between her dad getting you a contract. So that was it. Then we now have where Larry was not telling us like what happened between him and Teni. So they now had like a proper conversation, and Teni was just telling him that she cares about him and all of that, but in the long run, like, she is not ready to, settle down. She's not ready to start raising kids, and with her condition, she can't give him children. Obviously, Lanre wants kids, so she's not ready to step out of her way to do something to make him happy. So Lanre was not telling him that okay, forget about the kids, we can adopt. There's surrogacy, there's this one, there's that. So she was not saying that I'm not even ready to start raising kids like at this age I am in. I just want to live my life and be happy. And like you, like I don't want to hold you back. So you should just focus on yourself, meet a very beautiful girl and just live your life. Like I don't want to be the reason why you're holding back. And like obviously her reasons make sense, like it's understandable because that's what all of us knew was going to happen. But Lanre just didn't see that yet. So he was just obviously still affected by what she said and he was trying to get over his heartbreak. So hence he was now making friends with Tessa. But we'll watch that space and see what would go on there. So with the whole court case, next witness that Tonya is going to call up in the case is the nanny. They're trying to see how they can locate the nanny and appeal to her better judgment to speak the truth, or even as far as paying her off to say the truth because of how Tonya is trying to tarnish Lola's image and stuff. But that's by the way. So we'll see how that would play out in the whole court case, whether Tonya would win or Louis would win. And we'll also see what will happen between Lanre and Tessa. And yeah, Aminu and Tumini are good. They are getting better. Okay, yes. So they had a negotiation session between the two of them. Because Tumini was like, Aminu spends money anyhow because he sent her 5 million as a Valentine gift. And he was like, that's small money now. That's small money. And to me, it was like 5 million is not small money. And he was like, it didn't change the last three figures in my account balance. And to me, I was like, I mean, you need to be careful with how you spend money. You need to stop wasting money. So they're not trying to come to a kind of understanding of okay, well, you can only spend 1 million on me every month, Abby. I mean, I was like, no, I can only spend 1 million on you every week. So just trying to come to a resolve. So they were like, okay, you can only spend 1 million on me every 2 months. I mean, I was like, okay, except holidays, birthdays, this one, that one. She was like, fine. Okay, she was like, and stop with the gift buying, stop with the clothes buying, stop with. She was like, okay, fine. I'm supposed to use a car like every 5 years. I mean, I was like, no, every 2 years. She was like, no, every 5 years. Like, okay, I'll use one car 2 years, then the other one you have to sell it. So she was just trying to tell him to cut his cost. Like she loves when he buys gifts for her, but she doesn't want him to do the most. But I mean, I was just trying to explain like he loves it when he takes care of her, he loves it when he buys things for her, and it doesn't affect him, it doesn't affect his account balance, and he just makes him happy. So they're just trying to come to a sort of understanding where everybody is happy, and they did that. So they're not taking a photo shoot. I think to bring to me as Aminu's girlfriend into the public eye. So they were doing a photo shoot and they were just looking all cute and lovey dovey. When Aminu got a call from his mom, I think something about his dad, because the expression on his face looks like he probably lost his dad, but we don't know. That was how episode 10 ended. So we'll see how it goes. So if you've been watching so far, leave your thoughts in the comment section. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Tell me so far who is your favorite character. If you don't watch the first part of this video, I'll leave a link to it down below. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.